So here we have a pair of Adidas Climacools, and I've dubbed these the Climacool 24 because they've got several different names online, and it's also been known as Climamog. So I'm kind of using either of those as the overall naming, but if you look on the box it's saying Climacool. And one of the things about this pair is obviously it's been released this year, hence why I've sort of dubbed it 24, because obviously it's part of the overall Climacool lineage, where Climacool is one of those types of technologies from Adidas. It's meant to have more breathability on the upper, and that was kind of the main focus around this particular sneaker, and also the sneakers that released back in the, I suppose, late 90s, early 2000s. And I was a big fan of those, and I remember specifically David Beckham sort of promoting those. And this particular one, it being a sort of 3D printed shoe, it was limited to 1,349 pairs. So with this one, I got lucky in order to sort of be able to grab a pair. However, this pair in particular is a full size too big for me. So that was my only issue, because I didn't have my size for some reason in stock, or it's part of being available. And again, this is a laceless sneaker, like I mentioned. It's just a slip-on really, and it was made as a casual lifestyle shoe. I don't think it's been made for running or anything of that sort, because the overall kind of look of it and feel of it is very much in tune with, say, a foam runner. So with the details, I'm going to call it a cream white colour, because I'm not sure what the colourway is, because it doesn't say anywhere on the website, neither on the box. It's just got no label in terms of its colourway. But depending on the light that you're looking at it now, like in the bright light, it looks more cream white and almost to sort of slight light beige. But when you see it more in a darker colour, it takes on that sort of yellow colour, almost like a Fear of God type sort of pale yellow colour going towards sort of beige. So it just depends on what light you kind of sort of see it in, and the colour sort of varies between that. And as I mentioned earlier, it's got a 4D printed upper and overall sort of construction, midsole outsole combination, and it's using sort of that Adidas technology. And usually with these types of trainers, it's like an all-in-one print. And the price for these is £120. So with the comfort and sizing, these are on the medium to firm side. I was expecting softness, because when you look at this particular sort of, like 3D printed shoes or any of these sort of more plasticky type pieces of footwear, or rubbery types of footwear, they have a lot more give to them. So I was expecting this to be, in all honesty, maybe like going towards a Yeezy foam runner replacer, but I don't think it's going to sort of be that for me. And these have good neutral support around the arch, so you can sort of see that here. It's contoured because of the 3D shape that's in there, which is really nice and quite sort of detailed as well. So and it gives it plenty of support. And I would say there's no wear in time with these. They're pretty good to go out of the box. What I do find is obviously it being a little bit tight, to get your foot into there. But once you get it in there, it's fine. It's just that initial sort of thing of trying to sort of squeeze your foot into there. But other than that, it's quite sort of easy to wear. And like I said, these go true to size. This is obviously a size up, because that's the only size that was available to me. But I would have preferred it true to size. This is a size bigger, but my toe comes to about here with socks on. I'd prefer it to sort of come to about here, because that kind of leaves me with enough room, and it kind of slopes off quite a lot as well. And what I'd say, but I can get away with wearing these, but they just look a bit too big on my foot. And I think these have good traction. My only sort of worry with these types of rubber materials, and it's same for like the foam runners, is the durability. And I don't imagine that this will be any better, in all honesty. When I'm feeling it, it feels very sort of rubberized, but at the same time it's got sort of minimal traction footprint, or in terms of its grip. So I don't think it would last that long, and it feels quite soft to the touch. But what I do like is obviously they've given you quite a bit of support on the forefoot and also on the heel side. So that should last for a little while, but I wouldn't say it's going to be lasting for ages, and I'm sure that will wear out quickly. But on the plus side, because it's a flat base, you're not going to be sort of slipping around too much, even if that does tend to sort of wear out. So with the look and style, this has got like a neutral colour palette. So like I mentioned earlier, it's got that sort of pale yellow, sort of going towards cream white beige type colour, which I really like. And I do like the sort of 3 stripes on here as well. And it's one of the things that, it makes it look sort of unique. And it's got that sort of minimalist, futuristic look, like with all kind of 3D printed shoes. And this one is no different. And it's a good one to rock sort of spring, summertime, in my opinion, obviously because of the breathability. My only concern with these is obviously how much dirt that will show on the sneaker itself. So obviously the bottom's going to get dirty, but I don't know how much the dirt's going to pick up on the top. But it would be quite nice to see loads of different colours of these. And it's a casual wear sneaker in all honesty. It's got that kind of sporty vibe to it, so I don't consider wearing this sort of smart casual, but you may be able to pull it off, but I think it's just a bit too out there to be dressed as smart casual. And like I said earlier, it's a slip on, so it's laceless. There's no laces on this, which I kind of like, and and it's quite cool. So with the final thoughts, I do like the neutral colourway on this, and kind of keeping it simple and minimalist. So it's one of those sort of sneakers that is sort of futuristic. So I do like that, and that's what attracted me to the sneaker initially. When I looked at it, I thought, oh, what's that? It's completely different to other things that have been released so far, and that's one of the reasons why I was drawn to it, because I just like the look of it. And to me, I was thinking, like I said earlier, it would be like a easy phone replacement. And obviously the breathability, so Climacool is known for that, and when I had like the original versions of the Climacools, they were like really cool, really nice in terms of their breathability, especially for the summertime. You can feel the breeze going along your foot, which is a nice sort of sensation. And I think my only sort of thing with the cons on this is the lattice upper. It's fine, to wear. It's very sort of stretchy, as you can sort of see. My only concern with it is obviously when you've got your foot on here, and I'd especially sort of advise to wear socks, is the fact that the pattern material seems to, you kind of feel that quite a lot on the inside. And I don't know whether that would then cause you issues further down the line of wearing these, and you might sort of feel a bit of agitation, and that's why I sort of recommend wearing socks. And also feel slightly a bit rough on the heel area, so just be wary of that. And the only thing that I was going to say is comfort. I was expecting it to be a lot more softer, but this is more like a standard sort of 3D printed shoe where there is like a give on it, don't get me wrong, and it's quite firm on foot, and it's not like it's horrible, but I was just expecting it to be more like a foam runner, but it's not, so don't get that twisted. So but it feels good enough on foot, so but I think I went into it with a slightly different perception, I guess. So with the ratings, I'm going to give the look and style 5 out of 5. I mean, that's particularly what's drawn me to the sneaker, was just the way it looks, and that's the reason I was interested in it, and it kind of sort of blew me away, in all honesty. And the comfort, I'm going to give it a 4. Like I said, it's not awful, but it's not like top tier. It's not as comfortable as a Yeezy foam runner, so for that reason I'm going to give it a 4. And the quality, I'm going to give that 4 as well. I just noticed a few issues like here and there with, and it seems to be sort of commonplace with sort of 3D printed materials, where some of the finish just feels a little bit rough, in certain places, but it's still, very well constructed and typical sort of Adidas quality. It's just, for me, it's just mainly the durability on the outside. That's the reason why I'm giving it a 4. And the pricing, I'm going to give that 5. I think, Adidas could have charged quite a lot of money for a new silhouette, and they haven't, and so I sort of, applaud them for that. So £120 is, pretty good value for what you get, and it's quite, one of those sort of sneakers that's, like I said, futuristic and quite sort of forward-thinking as well. And that's why I'm going to give the score overall 4 out of 5. I think it feels more comfortable. I'd probably be giving it a 5, but it's just the comfort's just not quite there for me. And like I mentioned with the upper, just having that kind of sensation of, your foot not feeling completely comfortable with these sort of lattice type material going around here on the top and sort of waffle pattern. So that's my kind of only concern. I don't know over time whether that will be, like an issue of like, the more you wear it, the more that this sort of agitates you, especially during the sort of summer and hot days. But overall, I still think it's a cool piece of footwear.